Hi, second graders. Last week we practiced subtraction by regrouping problems with 2 and 3-digit numbers. Today we're going to learn how to solve subtraction by regrouping problems with 3 digits and zeros on the top. So we are going to do the first 5 problems together, and then you will finish by yourself. So if you don't already have your math workbook open, please open it to page 181. You can pause the recording if you need to. Okay, we're on page 181, number 1. So notice we have a 3-digit number on the top and a 2-digit number on the bottom, and we have a 0 in the tens place in 108. So we have 100, 0 tens, 8 ones to show 108. And we have 4 tens and 6 ones to show 46. So we start in the ones place. Think 8, take away 6. 8, take away 6. Do we have more on the top or more on the floor? We have more on the top, so no need to stop. 8, take away 6 is 2. And now we go to the tens place. 0, take away 4. Do we have more on the top or more on the floor? This time we have more on the floor, so we can't do 0 take away 4. So we're going to go over to the next to the hundreds place and take the 100. So we're going to bring the 100 into the tens place. So in writing, we cross out the 1, so we took that 100 away and make it a 0. We brought that into the tens place. One group of 100 is the same thing as 10 tens. So I'm going to exchange our hundreds block for our 10 tens, which is the same thing. Now to show in writing what we just did, we took that 100 and brought it into the tens place. So we cross out the 0 and we write a 10 because it's 10 tens since we're in the tens place. And now we can subtract. 10 take away 4 is 6. 0. Now go to the hundreds place. 0, take away nothing is 0. And since it's 0 here in the hundreds place, we don't have to write it. So 108 minus 46 equals 62. Okay, let's move on to number 2, still on page 181. So I have the problem set up with blocks. 103 minus 65. So we start in the ones place. Think 3 take away 5. Do we have more on the top or more on the floor? We have more on the floor, so we have to go next door and get 10 more. But notice it's a 0 in the tens place, so there's nothing to take. So we're going to go all the way over to the hundreds place and take the 100 and bring it into the tens place. And I'm going to exchange it for our 10 tens. And now let's show what we just did in writing. So we went next door, we didn't have anything to get, so we went all the way to the hundreds place. We took that 100. So cross out your 1, make it a 0. We brought it into the tens place. So cross out your 0, make it a 10. Now we can take one of these tens and bring it into the ones place. So we cross out our 10, make it a 9. So we're taking it away and bringing it into the ones place. So instead of 3, now we have a 10 and 3 ones, which is the same as 13. Now you have more on the top, and now you can subtract. So think 13, take away 5, write it. If you got 8, that is correct. Now go to your tens place. 9, take away 6, write it. 9, take away 6 is 3. And now go to your hundreds place. We have 0 minus nothing, so we don't need to write our 0. You can if you want. Okay, number 3, 150 take away 79. So let's start in the ones place. 0 take away 9. Do we have more on the top or more on the floor? We have more on the floor, so we have to go next door. Let's do it with blocks first. So 0 take away 9. Can't do it, so we're going to go next door and get a 10 and bring it into the ones place. So let's show that in writing. We took a 10 away, so we cross out the 5 and make it a 4, and we brought that into the ones place. So instead of 0, we have 10. And now we can subtract 10 minus 9, write it. 10 minus 9 is 1. Now go to your tens place. 4, take away 7. Do we have more on the top or more on the floor? We have more on the floor. So we have to go next door and get our 100 and bring it into the tens place. So I'm going to exchange our group of 100 for our 10 tens because that's the same thing. So now to show in writing, we took away our group of 100. So we have 0 in the hundreds place, and we brought it into the tens place. So now instead of 4 tens, we have 14 tens. So we just put a 1 in front of the 4 to show 14 tens. Now we can subtract. 14, take away 7, write it. 14 minus 7 is 7. And go to the hundreds place. 0 minus 0 is 0. Well, we don't have to write it. Okay, let's move to number 4. 102, take away 83. Let's start in our ones place. 2, take away 3. Do we have more on the top or more on the floor? We have more on the floor. So we need to go next door and get 10 more, but it's a 0. We can't take anything away from 0, so we have to go all the way to the hundreds place. So we're going to get that 100 and bring it into the tens place. I'm going to swap our 100 for our group of 10 tens. And let's show that in writing. So we took our group of 100, make it a 0, so we took it away. We brought it here into the tens place. So instead of 0 tens, now we have 10 tens. Now we can take one of these tens and bring it into the ones place. So let's show that in writing. Cross out your 10, so we're taking one away, make it a 9, and bring it into the ones place. So instead of 2 ones, now we have a 10 and a 2, which is the same thing as 12. Now we can subtract. 12, take away 3, write it. Okay, let's check. 12 minus 3 is 9. Now go to your tens place. Now we have more on the top. 9 take away 8, so we can subtract. 9 take away 8, write it. 1. And now go to your hundreds place. 0, take away nothing is 0, so we don't have to write it. Okay, let's do one more together. 160 minus 92. Okay, so we'll start in the ones place. 0, take away 2. We have more on the floor, so we have to go next door. We're going to go next door and get 10 more and bring it into the ones place. So let's cross out our 6, make it a 5. We're going to bring that over into the ones place. So instead of 0, now we have 10. 10, take away 2, write it. Okay, check it. 10 minus 2 is 8. Go to the tens place. 5, take away 9. Do we have more on the top or more on the floor? We have more on the floor. We have to go next door. So we're going to come over to the hundreds place and get 100 and bring it into the tens place. And remember, 100 is the same thing as 10 tens. So I'm going to exchange it for 10 tens. So now, to show in writing, we took our 100 away. So we make that a 0. And we bring it into the tens place. So now instead of 5 tens, we have 15 tens. And now we can subtract. Think 15, take away 9, write it. And let's check. 15 minus 9 is 6. And then go to your hundreds place. 0, take away nothing is 0. So our final answer is 68. Great job today, second graders. I will see you next time. Bye.